This is a $35 earplug competing against a product you can buy for less than $1. Foam earplugs already solve the problem, they block noise, they are cheap, and people have used them for decades. Yet Loop turned this simple product into a premium brand, building a Shopify business estimated at around $270 million a year. The interesting part is that they didn't win because they invented a better earplug. They won because they changed how people perceived the product. In this video, I'm breaking down the exact playbook behind Loop, from their positioning and branding to their Shopify store and conversion strategy, so you can see what's worth copying to your own store. And stick around because near the end I'm going to show you one small thing on their site that quietly lifted their conversions by almost 6%, and most stores never even try it. The brand is Loop Earplugs. Two friends from Belgium, Martin and Dimitri, damaged their hearing after years of festivals and car racing, and they couldn't find earplugs that didn't look like they belonged on a construction site. So they spent 2 years prototyping and put in $40,000 each of their own money. In 2018 they launched and did the opposite of the usual online playbook. They went straight into retail stores like CVS. Then COVID hit, their entire market disappeared overnight, and that forced reset is what built the brand you see today. The main store pulls around 4.2 million visitors a month, and the US regional store adds another 1.1 million on top, but they also have other regional stores that do good numbers as well. Traffic is growing year over year with a big spike every December. Their most visited product page is Loop Dream, the sleep earplug, at about 8% of the traffic, with Quiet, Switch and Engage close behind. They also run around 5,200 ads on Facebook, about 2,000 on TikTok and 3,600 on Google, with UGC performing the best. Okay, so here's what impressed me the most. Loop didn't win with a better product. Foam earplugs reduce noise the same way theirs do. They won by treating their store like a system to test against. Different landing pages per use case, different price points, a quiz that asks you who you are before it tries to sell you anything. Most stores have one page that tries to talk to everyone. Under the hood, this is not a theme that you can buy. It's a custom storefront, one shared codebase powering all their regional stores, and a build like this can cost anywhere from tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars, and yet their page speed score on mobile is around 30% out of 100, and real visitors can feel it. The probable cause is years of stacking features, logic, pixels without ever cleaning up, so the page loads far more code than it needs. They also run around 37 apps. That seems a bit excessive to me, and fixing all this would likely lift their sales too. Keep the number 30 in mind because I'm gonna come back later to it. Now the name Loop is literally the shape of the product, the little ring that sits in your ear, and the logo is the same round shape. It also signals openness. From day one, the founders said that they wanted to become the Ray-Ban of earplugs, and that explains also why everything is bold and colorful while every competitor looks clinical. The product names finish the job. Quiet for sleep and focus, Experience for concerts, Engage for conversations in loud places, Switch moves between all three, Dream for side sleepers, no model numbers, no decibel talk, you read the name and instantly know which one is yours. So on the product page on the left side you have that big image gallery with high-def lifestyle shots mixed with close-ups, and because the product is designed so well, the photography pretty much sells by itself. Customers need to see themselves using the product, and these images deliver on that. On the right, the title is in a big font. We always have Loop in the name, the product type, and for collabs like the Tomorrowland edition, a special name. A small warning though, if you're early in the game, this type of title only works because millions of people already know Loop. If you're starting out without a huge ad budget, do what Loop did in the beginning, not what they are doing right now. Put the word earplugs in your titles, write keyword rich copy, and let search bring buyers for free. One more thing about this top section, there's something here that this store genuinely gets wrong, and this is probably costing them serious money. I'll show you what I mean in just a few minutes. Loop also increases order value with well-timed upsells. On some products, when you click Add to Cart, a pop-up appears offering a complementary accessory that works well with the item you're already buying. On some of their product pages, they also show a bundle section offering multiple items to customers that are already convinced and want to save while buying their favorite products together. Now here's how the cart works. Add a product and the side cart slides open. At the top, you have a free shipping bar, free shipping over 39 euros, and it updates live as you add items. That moving bar is genuinely motivating. People see that they are a few euros away and start looking for something to add. At the bottom of the drawer, you have cross-sell items. One more chance to grow the order. Open the cart with nothing in it, and instead of a dead-end message, Loop sends you to their quiz. A few questions about your needs, and it routes you to the right earplug. An empty cart is normally where a visit goes to die. Loop turned that into the start of a guided sale. The social proof on the Loop site is not the polished kind, and that's exactly why it works. The Tomorrowland switch sits at 4.3 stars, not 5. Scroll to the full review section and you'll find 1 and 2 star reviews from customers who are genuinely not happy. Thousands of people reviewed, and Loop clearly doesn't curate them aggressively. A 4.3 with real complaints on display builds more trust than a perfect 5-star rating would ever do. Further down, they stack a second proof block, 14 million happy customers, over 55,000 5-star reviews, a 2 years warranty and 100-day returns, plus a section inviting you to join over 640,000 Loop fans and a comparison chart that makes choosing a model easier. And now here's the small feature that quietly lifted their conversion rate by almost 6%. Is their virtual try-on. Right on the page, you can preview how festival noise sounds through each type of earplug. It's only a preview, but it takes an invisible benefit, noise filtering, and turns it into something you can experience before you buy. Most stores that sell a benefit that's not immediately visible never even attempt this. Then on the Dream page, their most visited product, they use a UGC carousel and go much deeper explaining noise reduction. Because someone trying to sleep next to a snoring partner is a completely different buyer than a festival goer. Under the Add to Cart button sits 2 trust badges, 100-day hassle-free returns, and free shipping over 39 euros. And these are placed exactly where price hesitation happens. And now the mistake. The one I said is probably costing them serious money. On many of these pages, the variant swatches, all the colors and options, take up so much space that they push the Add to Cart button below the fold on some screens. The single most important action on the entire page, and you can't see it without scrolling. Now combine that with the page speed score of 30 from earlier, a site that responds slowly when you load it, plus a buy button that's hidden when you arrive. For a store spending this much on ads, that combination is expensive, and a tighter variant layout would fix it. But there are other issues too. There are too many font sizes and spacings aren't always consistent. Those are cosmetic issues, not conversion killers, but with a bill this expensive, you would expect better. Below all of that, the information is laid out in the order you actually need it. The description explains everything in plain benefit language, then a what you get section, then the returns info, each answering the next natural question. People need this before committing, and Loop shows it at the right time. On mobile, the page scales well, the structure holds up, and the buying experience stays clean. But again, on some products, the Add to Cart problem follows here. The button isn't visible without scrolling. So what Loop got right comes down to 2 big moves. First, they turned a commodity into an identity. The name, the shape, the colors, the Ray-Ban ambition, all of it makes a $35 product feel like the obvious choice in a category full of products costing just cents. Second, they treated their store as a system to keep on testing. Different pages per buyer, a quiz that sorts people, a try-on that demonstrates, a cart that never hits a dead end. Now, what are the lessons that we can learn from Loop? One is to sell to one person per page. The Dream page and the Tomorrowland page barely speak the same language. So take your best product and rewrite its page for its single main use case. 2. You can learn that it's okay to show your flaws. A 4.3 rating with visible bad reviews read as honest and honest sales. So stop filtering out critical reviews and let some of them stand. 3. answer doubts when they happen. Loop's returns and shipping info sits right under the buy button, so move your guarantee and shipping info right under the button too. What you'll have to bear in mind is that what Loop does today runs on brand recognition, something that not a lot of brands have. So if your brand is not yet big, don't start copying what Loop does right now. Copy their early moves, the SEO, the clear naming, the focus pages, and save the fancy stuff for later. So if you had to copy just one thing from this breakdown onto your own site this week, what would that be? Let me know in the comments. If breakdowns like this help you, subscribe, and if you like this one, you may want to see this one too. A store making $10 million a month from one simple supplement. The formula behind it is so repeatable, it almost feels unfair. Click this video and I'll see you there.